Hi guys, how's it going? So today I'm going to talk to you about what you should be taking traveling. So I've cut it up into 4 main sections. Number 1 is the bag. Number 2 is the technology. Number 3 is the clothes. What are you going to wear? And number 4 is extras. So I am going to leave some affiliate links down below of products that I use. They are affiliate links, like I said, so I make a little bit of money. That's how it works. So if you want to purchase them, they are down below. That is actually what I carry with me. Anyway, let's get into the bag. So the bag is the most important part. Now, I started traveling in November 2012. Yes, I know. Quite a while ago. I've been traveling for some time, and I made all the mistakes possible when I first went traveling. So basically what happened to me, I was sat at home, had a rubbish day at work, and decided that I was going to go traveling. So I booked a one-way flight to Bangkok, Thailand, and from then on I had a few months to start gathering some equipment to take with me on my trip. So the first thing that I was looking to buy was a backpack. I was thinking, right, what am I gonna need? I'm gonna need this. I'm gonna be taking loads of stuff. I'm gonna need loads of stuff. Wrong, you don't need loads of stuff. You don't need everything in your house, honestly. So I made the mistake and I bought an 80-litre backpack with a 20-litre front backpack that zips on the front of it. Now, this bag was huge. It was a great bag, don't get me wrong, but it was huge. And I filled it to the brim. I was on Amazon, I was on eBay, I was buying all little gadgets and little bits and crazy stuff, like thinking, oh, I'm definitely gonna need this. I bought like a pen knife, I bought just crazy stuff, just things that, yeah, are handy, are like really cool items, but did I really use them? No. Did I just throw them away at some point on my trip? Yeah. So like me, you're gonna have the buzz, you're gonna have the excitement, you're going traveling for the first time, you're gonna wanna take everything, you're gonna wanna take a fork in case you're gonna have noodles on the street in Bangkok, you're gonna wanna take like a knife because you never know, you might have to you might get tied up by some bank robber and you'll have to cut your way out. Do you know what I mean? Like you're gonna think of crazy stuff and you're gonna wanna pack everything. What I'm here to do is just tell you, I've done that. It didn't work. I ended up just carrying a really heavy backpack around with stuff that I hardly ever used. Now, when I did use some of these items, they were really useful. I'm not saying that, you know, just pack useful items. I did. I packed really useful items, but those useful items, you might use them once every 3 months or once every 6 months. And to me, that's something that you don't need. You don't want to be carrying something around for 6 months and then go, oh, actually, I have that. That'll come in useful. It doesn't make sense. So to start off with, I would say, don't go any higher than a 50-litre backpack. 50 and above is a no-go. A no-go. 50 and below, perfect. Especially for women. I've seen a lot of women on my travels carrying huge backpacks. Like backpacks that look like they're crumbling their spine. Like it's just stupid. When you see it, you're just like, oh my god, you should have just got a smaller backpack and brought less stuff. Like you don't need everything. Okay, I know I keep saying that. Sorry. So let's get into the backpack. 50 and below is what you want. Now I'll show you my backpack and what I have. So in the end, I threw away my 80-litre backpack and bought a new backpack. This is my new backpack. Well, I say new, I've had it for a little while now. Bought this in New Zealand. So, this is the Osprey Porter. Now, this bag is basically designed to be the biggest bag you can get for hand luggage. So it's 46 litre, but it meets all the requirements for a hand luggage carry-on bag, which is really, really cool. The only problem is 46 litre is actually still kind of quite big. I can fit a lot of stuff in this bag. Now what generally happens is the bigger the bag you have, the more stuff you just put in it. And then the more stuff you put in it, the more the bag weighs. So for me, this is really cool, being able to have a carry-on, but because it's 46 litre, I fill it and then it doesn't meet the weight requirement for carry-on. So I always have to check the bag, which is crazy, I know. So I just need to throw away more stuff. But I want to keep my stuff as well, so I don't know what to do. So this bag, I'll just show you the different types. So this bag is a backpack, but I hardly ever wear it as a backpack. All the straps are hidden inside here. I always use the shoulder strap. I just find it so comfy, and yes, it's heavy on one shoulder, but you know, I just like carrying it that way, especially when I'm in Asia, because it's hot, it's sweaty, you stick it on your back for 5 seconds and your whole back is just drenched in sweat, and I just want to keep the airflow going on, so I just use the shoulder strap. Another key feature which you might have noticed is it opens up like a suitcase. I think that is the best feature for backpacks, if it opens up like a suitcase. Because you can just get into all your stuff really easily. You can buy a little zippable lock as well for it so no one can get into it. And it's just really cool. You see a lot of people in hostels which have the top loader bag, which is it only opens at the top and then they're pulling their stuff out to get stuff from the bottom. Now these bags are great bags. So if you're into hiking, buy a top loader, buy a hiking bag. If you're just like a general backpacker, you're not really going to be walking on trails with your backpack. It's just a bag to get you from A to B, from hotel to hotel, from hostel to hostel, from airport to airport, you know, just a general bag. Then I suggest you buy a backpack that opens up like a suitcase. The third option is, like Ali's done recently, is opted for the suitcase. Now, when you're going traveling, generally you're not going to somewhere like Mars. Like, everywhere has pavements, everywhere has roads. So a suitcase, you know, generally you're not going to have troubles wheeling a suitcase around. You are going to have the odd time where, I don't know, you might have to carry it for a little bit, but generally, like, a suitcase is pretty fine to have. Like, you're going to manage pretty well with a suitcase. You see loads of people traveling with suitcases. So pick a bag which suits your requirements, but don't pick a big bag. 50 litres maximum. For a suitcase, obviously you can have a little bit more if you want to, because generally you are wheeling them around, so you're not actually carrying them. And yeah, just pick a bag that you like. I mean, Osprey bags, this is the first one I've ever had, and it's really cool. You get like a lifetime guarantee thing with it, which I know it is a bit gimmicky, but if I do need to replace it and it is a lifetime guarantee, like they actually keep up to their word, then that's a really cool feature. It wasn't that expensive, and yeah, I just love that bag. It's brilliant. It is a little bit too big, I must admit. It is a little bit too big, but you know, like everyone, I like to carry quite a lot of stuff. So I have quite a lot of stuff, so you know, it just suits me. So number 2, this is going to be a long video, I can tell. Number 2 is technology. Now, I'm just going to cover like 3 things in technology. The 3 main important things. So when I first went traveling, I did not take a laptop. I suggest you do take a laptop. Now, you don't have to take the best laptop out there, you don't have to take the newest MacBook Pro. Just get yourself a decent laptop. When I say decent, you're going to want a good bit of memory, you're going to want a fast laptop, so you don't want anything from the 90s. You just want a laptop that's going to last you a good amount of time. That's what I'm trying to say. Spend a few £100 on a laptop. Perfect. The second thing you're going to want with a laptop though is you definitely want to buy a case. I've had 3 laptops. Like, I bought really cheap laptops. Like the third one I have now, the Sony Vaio, is the best laptop I've ever had. So the other 2 were like really crappy, like little notebooks, and the screen cracked on both of them. Now, what you really want is one of these cases. They're made by Thule. I think they're a Swedish company, yeah, Swedish company. And you know, it just keeps your laptop safe in your bag and in your hand luggage. So just get a case for it, because the last thing you want to do is break your laptop. The second thing you're going to want is some music. You know, get yourself an iPod, get yourself some sort of MP3 player, and have yourself some music. Music is really important, and especially if you're down in the dumps in a hostel and you're missing your family, or no one in the room wants to talk to you because you're the last one in the room, or, you know, just things happen. So a bit of music, lift your spirits, you know, get you in a good mood. Really, really helpful. Especially on a plane if there's a baby crying. Music all the way. And the third thing I'm going to talk about is a phone. You really want to take your phone. You know, I have a crappy phone. I'll show you my phone. My phone is just a little Samsung. It cost me like $80, I think, from Australia. I mean, I started traveling with the top of the range phone because I had a contract back home. You know, that broke. You don't need an amazing phone. You just need a phone that's unlocked, that takes every SIM card. And I also have like a $10 phone in my backpack, which, you know, if this one breaks, I can immediately just take the SIM card out, put it in the cheap phone, and that'll keep me going until I get a new one. In regards to technology, you don't need much more than that. If you do, if you're into photography, take your camera. If you're into DJing and you need DJ equipment, take your DJ equipment. You know, I'm not saying don't take the things, I'm just saying that's the basics. You know, some music, a laptop, and a phone. You don't really need anything else. But if you're into stuff, then definitely take it. Just remember about the weight. And just remember, don't take anything traveling that you really cannot afford to lose. Like if you have back home a £2,000 camera and you want to take it traveling and you're freaking out in case you lose it, you know, you might just be worth just leaving it at home so it's safe, and then you're not worrying about it all the time. Because if you do lose it and it is the end of your world, then, you know, you should have just left it at home. So that's it for technology. Like, I'm not going to go into all the gadgets. You know, if you want to take a power bank, you know, they're really good. But, you know, buy one if you really need one. Buy one when you're out traveling. You know, there's nothing stopping you from buying stuff while you're on the road if you really need something. You're not going to Mars. You're just going to a different country. You know, there are shops, there are supermarkets, there are technology shops, the camera shops, whatever you need, you'll find in every country in the world. You know, it's not a different planet. You're just going around the world. So just remember that. You don't have to take every single wire, every single bit of technology. Just take the simple stuff. Number 3 is clothes. So clothes is a difficult one because it all depends on where you're going and what the weather is. So if you're going to Asia for 3 weeks and then you're coming back, you know, just take shorts and t-shirts and flip-flops. That's it. If you're going to New Zealand and you're going in winter, you know, it gets really cold there, so you're going to want some winter gear. Now, what I do when I went to New Zealand with Ali, I have a really good coat. So I can just wear a t-shirt and then just wear my coat, and I am sweet for the whole day. In minus temperatures, whatever, I just have a really good coat. So that saves on basically having like extra t-shirts, layers, jumpers. I don't need that stuff because of the one coat. So that's a really good option if you are going somewhere cold. Just buy one really good coat, get yourself a woolly hat and some gloves, and then you're pretty much sorted. You're probably going to wear just jeans on your legs, and then just some trainers. So take what you want, but remember, you don't need everything. You only need 5 t-shirts, 5 pairs of boxers. You know, if it's cold, take warm clothing. If it's hot where you're going, you know, take t-shirts and shorts. What I will say is, if you are going somewhere really hot and you are planning on maybe doing a bit of traveling after that, you know, it's always handy to travel with a pair of jeans. So I always do that. I always have at least one pair of jeans in my bag. You know, you never know when you're going to need a pair of jeans. You know, maybe even take a fleece, like a really light fleece. You never know when you're going to be on a bus or a train and it's really cold. Another thing is, if you're going traveling in Asia and then you are heading over to Australia and you're going to get a job in Australia, you're going to do a working holiday visa, and you're like, oh, I really need to take like my interview clothes, I need to take a nice shirt, nice pair of trousers. You don't need to do that either. Like, you get to Australia and you're going to find a Target or a cheap shop, even a second-hand store, you know, you can go in there, get yourself a pair of trousers, get yourself a decent shirt, there you have it, you have interview clothes. Once you get the job, you can throw them clothes away or give them back to the charity shop. You don't need to travel with interview clothes necessarily. I travel with a nice shirt. I have a short sleeve shirt that I like. I have that and a pair of jeans, and that's my like smart casual wear if I ever need it. Number 4 is extras. So extras is whatever you want to bring that's extra. So if you have a hobby that you're really dedicated into, say you are a YouTuber and you really need to take your vlogging camera and your laptop, or you need extra equipment for that, then bring that along. Extra GoPros or whatever, bring that along with you. And also extras in the sense that if you are going on a work and holiday visa, you're really going to want a CV written out. So have a folder with all your paperwork in, have a CV done, you know, have it up to date. And if you have any certificates as well, if you are an electrician like me, take photocopies of your certificates, you know, bring them along with you. Employers are going to want to see it, and if they can see it, you're more than likely to get a job. Wow, this is a long video. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I didn't want to like go on too much, but if you are sitting at home, if you are watching this and you are sitting there and you're thinking about going traveling, or you've booked your flights and you're going, and I don't know, you've already bought a huge backpack, you've already bought a 90-litre backpack, and then you're like, oh man, well, what I'm trying to say is don't send it back, you know, just take the backpack, make the mistake, you know, you'll find out yourself. Or if you're sitting there and you're thinking, this guy doesn't know what he's on about, you know, I'm definitely going to buy a 100-litre backpack. You'll find out, because remember, at the end of the day, you're carrying it. And if you've got to carry it pretty far, and it's hot, you're going to be thinking, man, I should have just listened to Scott. Why did I bring all this stuff? And you'll make mistakes traveling. You'll make loads of mistakes. But it's how you handle those mistakes is how you become a traveler. Like, I made mistakes, you know, no one's perfect. So, you know, make the mistakes. All I'm trying to do is give you some advice, like my advice from my mistakes that I made to you. So I hope this helps you out. If it did, leave a comment down below. Leave some tips for people down below if you want to as well. You know, what do you take traveling? What do you recommend to take? Have you bought the most amazing bag ever? Let people know down below. You can also head over to backpackyak.com, which is my travel forum, and you can let people know over there. There are a few discussions over there actually about like what backpack to take and stuff like that, so you can get involved. And I'll see you guys in a couple of days. Thanks.